Hello YouTube. Today is Black Friday, and while the rest of the world is out exercising rampant consumerism, I'm in my shop working on my bus, taking advantage of the 3-day weekend, trying to get some solid project time in on this heater and hot water heater installation that I'm working on. So a little bit of news for the channel. I just noticed today that we hit 2,000 subscribers. So that's a bit of a milestone for the channel. And I want to thank all of you out there that are liking and subscribing to these videos and commenting. I appreciate all of you that watch my videos on a regular basis and follow my work. So here's get a little summary of what's on deck for this weekend here on the projects for the bus here. This is the old hot water heater control panel, and it was mounted here. And this is a hollow wall. I've got to mount this guy, the new digital control panel, and I want to put it in this spot, kind of enlarge this hole. There's an inverter wire back here that goes up to the inverter control panel. So I'm going to have to be careful that I don't cut that wire while I'm enlarging this hole. So that's one thing. Another thing is this remote temperature sensor. This is required for the unit to function. It will refuse to turn on if it doesn't see this. You mount this somewhere where it's going to pick up the temperature of the room you're trying to heat, and you know, where you've got adequate length to get the wires back. And I'm going to mount it right next to the control panel there, a little higher up in that wall. Then after I make that final electrical connection, I got to put the cover on this guy here to, you know, protect these electronics while I'm wrestling around in here. And next is the heater duct connections. There's 4 of these. There's 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. I need to start running those and wrestling those through here. It's going to be kind of tight with everything else I got going on in this space. I want to run a couple of them up front, and well, I guess 3 up front and 1 back to the bedroom. There's a bit more on that I'll get into. I've got 2 heaters in this bus now for redundancy, and I'm wanting to have some of those runs go to both locations. They're different size ducts. These are 60 millimeter and the old heater are 40 millimeter. So it's kind of annoying that they're a different size. Makes the job a little more complicated, but I've got some ideas of what I'm going to do there, and maybe we'll get to some of that this weekend. I need to 3D print some stuff for that. My 3D printer is on the fritz right now, and I've ordered some parts for it. They're not going to be here until Sunday, so I'm not going to be able to complete that aspect of the project this weekend, unfortunately. But I might be able to explain what I have in mind later on in these videos. So once I get done in this area where I need access, I need to install this outer panel enclosure and hook up the exhaust and intake and all that stuff. So I've got that mostly ready to go, but I'm not installing it yet because I need to be able to stand here and work on this, and you know, I don't want to have to do it laying down on the floor from the other side of the bus. So I've got that vent drain going into a bucket here so I can see how much water this thing leaks when it's in operation. I do have an update on that. I covered that in a previous video briefly. I didn't have a fix for it yet. Let's discuss that now. All right, so as with most water heaters, there is a pressure relief valve, and that's that thing right there with the lever on it. That's plumbed into the cold water side per the manufacturer's recommendation. And the issue is that when the heater is heating, this thing dribbles a little bit of water when the water heater is heating. and it's pretty annoying. So I had an email conversation with the manufacturer's representative, the sales manager, about this issue with pressure relief valve leaking. And, you know, email back and forth, took about a week, and basically they just said it is the way it is. We carry quite a bit of water on this coach, something like 140 gallons or thereabouts. It's not going to be a big deal for me, but if somebody who's got a smaller RV wants to use one of these and you're really conserving water and trying to boondock for weeks at a time, this may not be the unit for you. You'd probably be better off with a more conventional Webasto type deal. The thing is I do believe a Webasto would be, you know, I'm talking about the kind that heats water and you've got a pump and radiators and fans and stuff, or heated floor. That would be a superior solution. But I just didn't want to go to all that complexity and hassle in my coach. So this is kind of like a compromise for me. But yeah, I mean, I guess I'm going to have to use this thing. You know, we're going to be out camping here. We've got a trip coming up in another month or so. We have the opportunity to really use it and see whether we love it or hate it or not. So, you know, you need to kind of stay tuned for that. So the jury's still out a little bit, but yeah, I'll put that email up on here so you guys can pause the video and read it if you want. But yeah, that's going to be a major deal killer for some people. Got some good quality 3M electrical tape here. You can feel the difference in this than the cheap stuff. It's actually thicker. I'm just taping this wire to the end of my fish tape here so I don't lose it down the hole. I gotta get enough here to do the job. These things break though. These are Chinese and there's two broken ones there. So that's past it. It's past where I'm going to be cutting. I don't want to lose this in the hole. So I'm going to go ahead and put another one on there just because it will suck if I lose this. Looks like it's going to stay. feels like it's well out of the way here. I can't even get my finger on it. It's kind of off to the side there. I'm going to stick a piece of tape on that just to hopefully prevent it from falling in the hole. Okay, I want it to be right in the middle of that. Right there. So that's through. It's pretty thick. So ideally this would be better up here or something where you can visually look at it, but I want to cover that hole. I could put a piece of wood there and I have to stain it to match and stuff, so just kind of checking that out. Just a trim ring here. So I don't have a lot of room to get a saw in here. So I'm going to use one of these Harbor Freight multi-tool, vibrating multi-tool things. You just got to be really careful it doesn't get away from you, because it'll booger up the wood real quick when this is finished wood. But yeah, I think this is going to do the trick. See, like that, I got past it just a little bit there. It'll booger it up fast. All right, I got the trim ring, mounting ring down here, and it's time to fish wires. So I got my fish tape hooked to the wire for the inverter panel, and that goes down through a hole that I want to reuse. And I've got this wire, which is for the temperature sensor, fished through there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and tape this a bit further down here, you know, not on the end of this, but just up here, so that I can get down below and use this wire to fish that out the hole. I pulled all the slack that was on that inverter wire up here. So I'm just going to kind of do that and then gently feed this down. All right, I located that wire down there, tied it off, this one. Now I'm going to pull the inverter wire back with I taped the control panel, the water heater control panel, onto that wire. So with a little luck here, so that's this one. Boy, these little sleeves are really handy when you're doing straight blade screws. Any screw really, but especially these where they want to just go off center. There we go. Now we got this guy. Okay, I got that all buttoned up inside. I got to put this panel on, and it goes over here. Well, evidently that needs to go on before the wires all get plugged in. So I got to unplug everything. So now it's time to do heater vents or heater duct. But before then, it's break time. So worth noting, this came with two really long lengths of flexible paper ductwork lined with foil. Seems like pretty good stuff. And it stretches out to nearly the length of the coach. Coach is 35 foot long. I'm standing at the back bedroom door, so, you know, I'm not measuring it, but that's pretty generous length. So also worth noting, this is a piece of 2-inch ABS here. And this ductwork, a 60 millimeter ductwork, slides right over the OD of that. So if you have a long run, you could just wrap this in some duct tape. Now, the melting point of ABS is quite a bit higher than what this stuff is rated for. What the heater should be putting out, but there is potential for off-gassing. I don't know at what temperature ABS starts to off-gas, you know, bad stuff. So that'd be something to research. All right, I got those two ducts ran. That one goes to the bedroom, and that one goes up front. The other ends are not on them yet. I'm just running the lines right now. It's kind of cool how these are held in. There's some grooves in there in the housing, and before you put it in, you stretch the pipe out so it gets slightly smaller in diameter when you stretch it out, and then you put it in there, and then you push it in, and it gets larger, you know, as you push it in. That holds it in there. It's kind of cool. Simple, no clamp kind of design. All right, I had to take a break from the bus project for a couple of days to get this 3D printer working again, so that I could design a part that I need for this ductwork. Now, because I have two heaters and I want some redundancy, basically I want each heater, both heaters, to serve one location in the bedroom, and I want to do that without teeing into any existing lines. Basically, I want two different size ducts to go into one size vent that exists already in the bedroom. So I'm making an adapter to do that. This is the part that I've designed for my duct. This adapts from the two different smaller duct sizes to what I need to come out into one vent. I'm going to go ahead and 3D print this. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope to get this water heater project wrapped up this coming weekend. I'm printing one more part that I need for that project. For those of you interested, I'm probably going to do a separate video on this printer repair that I had to do. Is essentially like a pretty major upgrade project. Got to replace the motherboard in it. So if that's your thing, might have some content on that too. Appreciate all you guys watching, liking, subscribing to these videos. Any questions, thoughts, or comments, please ask below, and we'll see you next time.